So, interesting news. A half a million or more have actually fled Facebook. Yes, people are actually leaving. This is as Meta has made several, not just one or two, but several multi-billion-dollar acquisition integration. These include Friendster, among the lesser known, of course, Friendster, I think Relations was another. There's a few of them. Among the greater known acquisition mergers include Oculus VR, for which Meta has made its grand scheme off of, and also Instagram and WhatsApp, of which are some of the most popular social media apps at this time. And it's kind of funny, at a time when Discord and similar apps such as Snapchat are picking up popularity, Facebook should be dying down. But this also poses a problem because if the core product starts dying down, it's resulting in loss of confidence for the company, Meta. What would that do to its acquisitions? I mean, Facebook is rather big, so it probably beats these companies up to the point where they aren't as self-sufficient as they used to be. That being said, what would happen? Like WhatsApp. Seriously, WhatsApp is popular, but in the scheme of things, it's not Facebook popular. So if Facebook's failure should happen to reflect the Meta to the point that it would impact WhatsApp, what would be the result of that? What would be the result of a lot of things? So yeah, it's really putting an interesting spin. But people fleeing Facebook is probably one of the most interesting things of it, if you think about it. How often have people fled Facebook in the past? Even when they were complaining, they might leave temporarily, but this is a legitimate flee. People, especially now that the Messenger service has split off from the main social media, people are legitimately shutting down their accounts and fleeing Facebook and just leaving completely. And I have had so many people on my friends list do this recently on Facebook. My question is, how do you feel about it? Like, what is your take on Facebook? I know a number of us are creators and we're also innovators in different ways. And we may stay on Facebook to utilize it for pages and other things related to our creative content. My question is, how does that impact? And how do you feel about Facebook? And if you also stay on there only as a creator, but you also have to watch as friends and people who are actually members of your list drop off of Facebook, how do you feel about that? I mean, does it impact, is it great enough that it impacts your numbers as far as a creator and as far as an audience? Because that's also important. If you don't have the type of audience watching you, you may actually lose views, and in losing views, your creative content, whatever it may be, will also lose potential, and depending on how important you see that content. Because content isn't just like funny videos done to music, it's stuff like talking about intersectional awareness for indigenous people, for black people, for LGBTQ, for people of color, for disabled people, all sorts of things. So my question is, in that, range, how do you see it? Is it hurting your numbers? Is it not impacting them? How are you perceiving this? And I'm sure if you're like me, you still, even if it doesn't hurt your numbers on your pages, you see it in as far as your friends leaving your main account, and all of a sudden, post or anything they had becomes dead. And what I mean by dead is it's a weird thing. You can't comment on it. You can't like it. If you know, you know. So how is this feeling to everyone? Because I've seen a significant drop over the past year. I know I'm not the biggest person out there, but I've seen a drop from 2,000 to about 900, and that's not small. What do you think?